Really fangirly, so like you guys walk out and I spend so much time in my head going play it cool, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool, and then I trip or I do something really awkward. So what was it like for you first day on the set or your first meeting, you know, with Will Smith and Margot? What was that like?
I mean, I was extremely nervous going into it because, you know, these actors are so good at what they do, and I wasn't sure if my acting would, you know, be on their level. But from day one, Will came into the rehearsal room, and instead of, you know, doing the standard, "Hi, I'm Will," he gave me a big hug, so welcoming, and he just started singing a song from Beauty and the Beast, and, you know, it's classic Will. He's either rapping or singing or, you know, entertaining everyone. So I think he set the tone for the movie. He allowed all of us to be comfortable with, you know, who we are, essentially.
I like that. Let's go to a question right over there.
Hi, where are you?
Well,
it's hard to see.
Okay.
What was your favorite scene to do in the movie?
Where is everyone?
There we go. We're bringing up the lights a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, guys.
Hi. Sorry. No, I have bad eyes. I can't see into the distance. I got my eyes checked 2 weeks ago, and
You're gonna rock some glasses?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna rock some glasses, but probably dangerous that I've been driving for about 5 years.
Shh, we won't tell.
But anyway, my favorite scene in the movie was the bar scene. I got to witness all the actors dive into, you know, the deepness of each character and where they came from, especially Diablo, a little bit on Deadshot as well, Will's character. It was just such an honor to be able to witness that and be able to see them work on their craft in that way. I had never experienced that in my life, so I think that was my favorite scene. Yes, thank you.
If you have bad eyesight, what was it like trying to do the movie set then? You're like, is that Will Smith over there? I can't tell. Like, how'd that work?
Like, I can see, I can't read signs. Yeah.
I mean, you can see why I'm asking, right?
No, I mean, it's so bizarre because nowadays we have our iPhones, right? And we can use our navigation to see where we're going. So I don't need to see street signs. Right?
I relate. I have another question over here. Go ahead.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much.
I was wondering, like, what style of karate do you do, and who's your teacher? Thank you.
Yes, I do a style of karate called Kyokushin karate. I've done it for 6 years consecutively in high school and middle school. But I took a couple years off for college because I couldn't take time off classes and whatever. And then I started back up with a guy named Richard Mesquita, who is a good friend of David Ayer, our director. And that was a more practical, useful, everyday kind of martial art. So what you would do in situations where there's a gun involved, where there's a knife involved, whereas my previous karate was all about full contact fists and kicks and all of that. So, yes.
I'll get to you in 1 second, don't move, but short of actually kicking my ass, could you show me a move? Can we demonstrate just one thing, anything?
Oh man, okay.
One thing, anything.
Yeah,
I've never done this before in my life. Okay, so I'll put my mic down and you can walk me through what we're gonna do and then we can do it together. You can set your mic down too.
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I mean, what do you want? What do you want?
I would like to be a badass, but in the short term, because she is in the movie, anything. Like I have no clue. All I know of it is like, do I break a brick or kick a board or, do you see what I'm saying? My level of education here is so slim, so school me.
As a woman, a lot of times people grab you from the back.
Okay.
So,
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, what am I gonna do?
All right. Okay, so move a little bit forward. Okay, so if someone were to grab you from the back, like this, you would want to step on my leg. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, boom, and so that'll hurt, and then I'll be like, ah! And then you use your right elbow to hit me in my solar plex. Yeah. Boom, and then I'll go down, and as I go down, you have my head, whatever you want to do to my head.
Like
so,
as fast as I can.
Yep, and then whatever you want to punch me in the face,
wanna
or hug me.
That was awesome!
Yeah, self-defense class.
I'm gonna step on the foot, kick to the solar plex, and then hug him to death.
Exactly. It's all about love.
Right? Here, let's go over there for a question.
I really loved your character in the movie, and I was wondering what you did to prep for that character.
Thank you so much. I loved her too. You know, the first thing I did was read the comic because I was unfamiliar with the character and you know, the DC comic book world. There's so many different versions, and the New 52 is probably my favorite version of the characters. But so I read the comics, and then I instantly knew who Katana was because of my Japanese cultural background. I come from a first-generation Japanese family where my parents only speak Japanese, and so within the household we watched a lot of Japanese films, from traditional to modern things, and Katana, it has the samurai spirit, and that's something that I've kind of grown up knowing. Her loyalty to her lord, which I thought was something I could pull into the movie. Her relationship with Amanda Waller and her relationship with Rick Flag. So I feel like I felt like I knew the character from the get-go, but I did do a lot of research in terms of, you know, the samurai spirit and the action, which was a huge part of her warriorism.
So I see a lot of you have found the room and are still coming in. Congratulations. I got lost myself.
It's early.
Well,
it's early.
And I work here. So when the moderator gets lost, it's an issue. So for those of you who are just joining us, please feel free. There's a microphone over here, and there's a microphone over there. We would love to get a chance to answer your questions, because if you let me, I will run this whole hour, because I totally love that I have a chance to sit down here with you. But it's about you guys. So let's go over here for a question.
Love the self-defense. We don't get to see a lot of that at superhero things.
Oh, really? Okay. This is great.
Also, what would you like to see Katana do in a sequel, or if she gets in Justice League or something?
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, I know. Let's hear it for that. You know, for the first movie, I think we did a really good job of showing snippets of each character's past and history, but it was just a glimpse, I think. And I would really love for the next sequel, if we have one, pray to God, to show more of her relationship with the Soul Taker, her sword, and you know, her relationship to her husband, where she comes from, where she got her training, what her morals are, all of those things I'd love to explore in a sequel or a standalone or a Justice League. Hopefully, I mean, I just want to play her again, you know? And it was such a blast shooting with all my castmates. We kind of become this really tight-knit group, a family, brothers and sisters. So I kind of just want to shoot with them again and be in the same environment. We're all kind of across the globe right now.
Cool.
Thank you.
I think if Bleach can turn your relationship with your weapon into like 75 seasons, Hollywood can do it for this. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, question, right? Question over there.
All right. Well, this one was partially covered by the last question, but how interested would you be in playing Katana in more DC live-action adaptations, including a possible Batman and the Outsiders movie or Netflix series?
I mean, it would be such a dream. I think the most exciting thing about being in a DC comic book world is that all the stories kind of intertwine with one another. And, you know, the Flash was in my movie. It's crazy because I didn't know that until I saw the final cut. They didn't tell me. It was like a big surprise. They were like, oh, well, we added another character in there, and I got a call from my publicist asking if Ezra was in my movie. And I said, no, it wasn't in the script. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. And then I go to see the final cut with Jai, Jay, and Joel, and sure enough, Ezra was in the movie. So I think those are the exciting moments when you see Batman appear in our movies and maybe Katana in a Batman movie. We'll see. I just really hope that our worlds collide.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a question over here.
So what kind of activities do you do with your fellow castmates to bond and create that really tight thing? And I also heard rumors of tattoos.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's not a rumor. I can see it.
It's on my ankle. I think, the initial bonding happened in pre-production where we did a bunch of rehearsals. We did it every day for an hour or two, going over the script, going over the character development, and sharing these life experiences with one another. We built this trust, and that kind of built our bond emotionally. But I think a lot of it also came from the physical aspects, doing training together, sparring together. I sparred with David, and he punched me in the face once. So, all of that physical contact that normally you wouldn't get with another human being, especially a stranger, I think that really helped with the bonding process. And then after about a couple weeks, a month of that, we, did our music festivals, got our tattoos, did our potlucks, family events, as well as going out at night.
Wouldn't that be fun to be at, you guys? Like, cool, we're just gonna go hit the club, with everybody awesome.
It's really funny because, I get a lot of comments on my Instagram saying, where is Jared in all of your photos? But it makes sense that he's not in any of them because he's the Joker, and the Joker would not hang out with the squad. And it was awesome to meet Jared in real life this year at CinemaCon in Las Vegas for the first time in April. Mind you, I met him last year as the Joker, but the first time I met Jared was this year. And finally, we were able to be friends with him and kind of hang out with him and get to know him. So his dedication was something to it should be put on a pedestal, I think, because his dedication, I'm sure it was hard work going into the mind of the Joker. Not really comparable to Heath.
Sure.
I think both were so amazing in different ways.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go over here.
Hey Karen, so I'm 24 years old.
Me too.
I know. I'm also a Japanese American. So I was wondering about diversity in comics, and also when those comics are brought to Hollywood. I was wondering if there's any kind of added pressure to play a character.
I'm sorry?
I was wondering if there's any added pressure for you to play kind of like a character of color for such a big blockbuster movie.
Diversity in film is a very hot topic right now. Very, very hot topic. And I think it's such an amazing time to be in Hollywood because changes are happening and more opportunities are coming our way. And I'm very thankful for that because I think in the past it hasn't always been that way. With that said, I think it could still improve. When I first got the role of Katana and I found out who I was playing and that I was playing a Japanese warrior character, I think that was amazing. But when I first got it, I was selfish in thinking, oh, this is so great for me, for my career, it's my first big role, it's a dream come true. But months after, I realized through social media comments from fans and, from personal relationships with other Asian American parents, that it wasn't just about me, it was about the whole community. It's a representation of the whole Japanese and the Asian American community. One touching moment that I had with an Asian American mother back in LA, she came up to me and said, "It's so nice to know that I have a character that I can show my two daughters that they can dress up as on Halloween, because Katana is not only a female lead in a Hollywood film, but she's also a badass superhero, independent, strong woman." And she can hold her own. And you don't see much of that in Hollywood today, especially for an Asian American role, or a Japanese role, Asian role. So I think that's when it really clicked, you know. I think it's bigger than myself, and that puts a lot of pressure on me and other actresses that are Asian in the industry, but at the end of the day, we just have to do the best work that we can do and bring truth to our own character. So if you face your character straight on, I don't think you forget about the pressure, or you try to, because it's too much.
Well, and as we've seen with Ghost in the Shell and with Avatar: The Last Airbender, they could have cast it white. So I'm really glad that they didn't, for all those reasons that you've discussed. You know?
Yeah, Scarlett was, I think, cast a long time ago, and I love ScarJo. So
yeah, 100%.
I'm sure she'll do an amazing job.
Yeah. But it is an example, bigger issue. It really is. Let me go over here for a question.
Hi. Are you Harley?
Yeah.
Hi, I love that.
So I was wondering what your favorite song from the soundtrack is, and what was the most difficult scene for you to film?
Ooh, our soundtrack is so good. I think the one that always is stuck in my head is 21 Pilots. Yeah, oh, okay. Thank God, good answer. Whew.
Her reaction's awesome.
Yeah, but it changes from time to time. I love what is it called? The song by Kehlani. It's the really ethereal one that is in the vat scene with the Joker and Harley. And I listened to the music alone on an iPod, and I thought the song was amazing and I loved it. But then I watched the movie with the song in it, and I thought it fit perfectly, gave me chills. So I think those two are my favorite.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm so happy you like them.
And you've been standing up, the gal right behind you. You've been
Katana.
standing. Come
we
on
have
in.
a double katana. I love it.
Okay, so I know that Katana has really small details in her costume and a lot of scars, so how long on average did it take you to get ready for that role?
Actually, I hate complaining about my makeup process because I know that Killer Croc's makeup took forever. But Katana's makeup took about an hour and a half.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and her hair was super easy, maybe 15 minutes. I'll tell you how she got her hair. So I would sit in the chair, and my hairstylist would take Dax wax. It's a very, very heavy wax, and he would just put it through my hair and then just go like this. And pull my hair way out here, and then he would just wait for it to kind of stick out like this. And so that took, we didn't use a straightener, we didn't use a curler, no hot tools at all, it was just a Dax wax. But it takes about a week to take out. Maybe that's why I didn't go to the club, because I had that hair.
Ponytail for days.
Yeah, really oily. But yes. And as far as Katana's costume, Kate, our costume designer, really thought about integrating Katana's essence into David's gritty modern take on the DC comic book world. So I'm really happy that she went with the bomber jacket instead of the catsuit, which was the original plan. And there are bits in the costume, like you have the red sash that comes from the Japanese Bosozoku, the biker gang culture. It's really cool to see the Japanese biker gangs ride their little scooters with the ribbon kind of trailing behind them, and the armband on your right arm. It actually has 1,000 stitches on it, black stitches, each made from a different person. Not for the movie. It was probably one person for the movie, but the idea behind it is it comes from World War II when the soldiers would go off to fight and they would have women in their hometown stitch each little black stitch for good luck. So usually around 1,000, I believe.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this will be our last question because we're going to get set up for the next panel. It goes to you, no pressure.
Let's do one more. No, let's have him do one more. So 2 more. 1, 2. Okay.
Yep. That'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was standing there for a while.
I know. I can. Betray my katanas. Yay.
I wanted to know if you could play any other hero or villain, who would you want to play?
Like anything.
Any from any world?
Let's stick with DC.
Stick with DC.
Yeah.
All right. You know, I loved Harley, but I think everyone would want to be Harley. So let's change it up a little. I think, you know, I would really love to play Boomerang because Katana is very stoic and she doesn't talk much, she doesn't show much emotion, and Boomerang is on the opposite spectrum. And he can do whatever he wants, he can drink beer whenever he wants in the middle of combat or anything. So I think it would be fun to play a completely different character like Boomerang.
Cool, thanks.
Without the Aussie accent. I can do that.
And to you, sir.
All right, 2 very different questions.
Okay.
One,
Thank
there
you
was
so
a lot
much
of...
for dressing up, by the way.
I loved your character, it was great.
Thank you.
Love the movie too. There were a lot of set pieces on the movie, and I was just wondering what your favorite set piece, and if you could take any home, what would it be? And the other one is, do you know of any other like major impact that your character has had on anybody outside of the movie?
I'll answer your second question first. No, I have no idea. They don't tell me anything. So whatever you read in the comics is kind of what I get as well. And you guys probably get it faster than anyone else, so you probably know much more than I do. You're more up to date. But in terms of the props on set, I loved my mask. We only had one hero mask, so a lot of sweat in that mask. But you know, I didn't get the hero mask because we needed it for reshoots and maybe for the possible sequel. But in terms of the replicas that we had made, they're slightly different. I asked one of the producers, and I was able to get my hands on the mask. However, you know, I had a mentor on set. His name's Richard Norton, and he was my fight coordinator. He was the one that made most of the fight choreography, and he not only became a friend of mine and a coach in terms of fight choreography and sword work, but he was also my mentor. It was my first film set, and I just had no idea what to expect, and I would go to him for advice. I didn't know what common sense was and what was right and wrong and what I was allowed to ask for and not ask for on set, and he was kind of the one that led me through everything. So as a wrap gift, I gave him my mask with a picture framed of him and I, and I think it's at a good home now.
All right.
Thank you.
Karen, stand up for me. This is where I take a selfie with you because I can, guys. Sorry, fangirl moment. Hi, there's us.
Yay! Should we get one with everyone in the background? Yeah. Oh, I forgot my phone. I know a lot of people.
Okay, if we can bring up the lights, if you can do it quickly.
I'm not used to this.
Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how awesome you look. Yay,
guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.